welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, I have to be completely honest right now.
Oh boy.
The long weekend is officially coming to an end, and I am like genuinely not emotionally prepared for Monday.
No one is. I mean, I'm already in mourning. The weekend is deceased.
It went by so fast. But we are here, and to cope with the absolute tragedy that is the Sunday scaries, we have our drinks.
Yes, we do.
Tell the Snark Squad what we're currently holding.
Well, I am currently clutching a spiked peach iced tea. And when I say spiked, I mean heavy on the spike. Okay.
Heavy.
It's literally sweating all over my coffee table right now. And it is exactly what the doctor or the dentist ordered.
Cheers to that. Cheers to the Snark Squad, honestly. We are squeezing every single last drop of joy out of this long weekend before reality hits us like, I don't know, an absolute ton of bricks.
Speak for yourself. Reality is hitting me in about 12 hours.
Okay, right. Snark Squad. So tomorrow is essentially a tale of two dentists for us.
A tragedy, really.
A beautiful tragedy, because my clinic is fully closed tomorrow. I get one more glorious day off.
And I hate you for it. I really do. I am already, mentally negotiating with Monday morning.
I'm going to be swaddled in blankets like a literal newborn baby.
Yeah, and I will be standing under those horrible, harsh fluorescent lights, staring into the gaping maws of people who I can guarantee you have not flossed since their last appointment 6 months ago.
Oh my God, the gingivitis?
It's a bloodbath waiting to happen. I'm literally bargaining with the universe right now for, a highly localized power outage on just my block, just my clinic.
I will absolutely be sending you, unhinged Love Island TikToks at 10 in the morning while you're in the middle of a root canal.
Please don't. I need my focus. But, I guess we both earned a break. Even if I don't get one tomorrow, we did survive this morning.
We did. Oh my God. Okay, so for the new listeners, we voluntarily joined a running club.
Voluntarily is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Okay, I dragged you to it. But it meets on Sunday mornings, and the demographic is exclusively people who qualify for Medicare.
Yeah, we are in our 30s, and we are the actual instance of this group.
We are babies to them, but they completely adopted us. They're so cute.
Cute. Sure. But I need to state for the public record how deeply humiliating it is to be absolutely dusted by a 74-year-old man.
Arthur.
Wearing
pristine white orthopedic sneakers.
He's a machine. We're wheezing, gasping for air, and Arthur just glides past us.
While casually discussing his tomato garden, he didn't even break a sweat. He maintains a 6-minute mile, and I felt my soul leave my body trying to keep up.
But they bring pastries. The post-run pastries are so good. Are we becoming old souls, or do we just really like wholesome hobbies that involve baked goods?
It's the baked goods, obviously, but it was, a good reset, especially after the absolute chaos of yesterday.
Yesterday was massive. The Independence Day Lake House Bash.
Legendary and exhausting. Our families crammed onto one property is a sociological experiment in itself. The vibes were immaculate, though. Until the boat rides.
The boat rides took a year off my life. Minimum.
Because my uncle insisted on driving, and he hasn't driven a boat since, 1998.
We were doing aggressive donuts in the middle of the lake. I was holding on for dear life.
I thought we were going to flip.
The lake demanded a sacrifice, and it took my Ray-Bans. They belong to the fish now.
R.I.P. to the Ray-Bans. But wait, the cornhole tournament was the actual bloodbath?
Oh, don't even get me started. I have never in my life seen human beings get so wildly competitive over tossing beanbags onto a slanted piece of wood.
They brought out actual measuring tapes.
It stopped being a game and became a matter of, intense generational family honor. My dad was sweating.
But then, sitting by the lake, eating that barbecue from the caterer, which was actually incredible, by the way.
Oh, the brisket was unreal.
Right. And watching the fireworks over the water, even with Aunt Susan telling that exact same story.
The dog eating the hot dogs in 2012.
Yes, for the 10th year in a row. But you look around at all the chaos, the weird cousins, the laughing, and you just feel this overwhelming wave of, gratitude. Everyone is together.
Yeah, it is. It's what it's all about. But I know exactly where your brain went next because we made eye contact and my brain went to the exact same place.
Oh my God, yes. We looked at all the couples, all the happy families.
And realized the one glaring massive hole in our lives.
Our love lives. Babes, it is a wasteland out there.
It is an unpaid internship. Modern dating requires the administrative multitasking of, a CEO's assistant, and the emotional fortitude of a hostage negotiator.
It is so exhausting. Like, have you ever been messaging a guy on an app and he seems totally normal? Cute dog, uses proper punctuation, likes farmers markets.
The holy trinity of a decent profile.
Right. And then out of nowhere, you're chatting, and he pivots the conversation to ask your stance on the gold standard.
Wait, the macroeconomic monetary policy.
Okay. Yes. On Hinge. I was like, sir, I am just looking for someone to eat tacos with. Why does every single promising conversation immediately take a hard left into Weirdville?
Because the apps are fundamentally broken. I've said this. We were given this illusion of infinite choice with zero context.
Right.
So it just creates endless opportunities to project our own romantic delusions onto a two-dimensional image of a guy holding a fish. It's terrible.
It really is a psychological experiment gone wrong. But I'm keeping my apps pure toxic optimism, babes. I want to believe the right swipe is out there.
Good luck with that.
Well, you know, watching The Villa this week actually taught me something. Maybe we have this all wrong. We don't need algorithms.
Oh, here we go.
No, listen. We need producers to confiscate our smartphones, lock us in a neon-lit house in Fiji, hand us matching Cerave water bottles, and force us to do messy physical challenges until we fall in love.
Honestly, I'd thrive.
Yeah.
Take my phone, lock the doors, send in a bombshell. It is literally the only logical solution left.
Trust us, babes. The apps are trash. But enough about our own romantic disasters. We have to get into The Villa because somehow, miraculously, these islanders are making even worse decisions than we are.
Which is saying a lot.
It really is. Okay, we have to start with the most brutal, absolutely savage opening sequence I think we've ever seen. The Uber ride from hell.
Let's set the scene for this because the spatial dynamics here are crucial to understanding the absolute humiliation involved.
It was so bad.
Gall decides to recouple with Amora. So this leaves Jen standing by the fire pit, dumped from the island.
Heartbreaking for her.
Totally.
No.
But then, literally minutes later, the producers pull the rug out and Gall is dumped based on the public vote.
Which means, oh my God, I couldn't breathe watching this. They had to share the exact same Uber to the airport.
The girl you just dumped and you, the guy who just got dumped, sitting in the back of a black SUV in total silence.
The tension. You could cut it with a machete.
Think about the ego death Gall was experiencing in that backseat.
Completely.
He just made this massive, dramatic main character move to secure his spot with Amora, only for the public to immediately reject him. And he has to process that rejection 3 inches away from the woman he just publicly humiliated.
The silence wasn't just awkward, it was punitive.
It was cosmic justice.
And Jen delivered the absolute finishing blow. She leans forward, looks the driver dead in the eye, and asks him to play Karma by Taylor Swift.
Incredible.
Babes, I screamed at my television. I threw my phone. Is this the most iconic petty exit in history?
It felt like a masterclass in modern pop culture weaponization. It really did.
It was so perfect. Gall's face when the opening note started playing.
Yeah.
He looked like he wanted to dissolve into the letter seats.
He's completely stripped of his power. It's
Yep.
the kind of reality TV moment you literally cannot script.
I loved it. Jen went out like an absolute queen. But okay, back inside the villa, the morning after the recoupling.
Messy.
So messy. The power dynamics were all over the place. Let's talk about Kenzie and Parmida.
Oh, please. Let's talk.
So Kenzie pulls Parmida for a chat to clear the air about the compatibility vote. And, you know, I really felt like Kenzie was genuinely trying to make peace.
Really?
Yeah. She kept saying she wanted them to be sisters in the villa, and she didn't want any weird animosity. I think she realized she made a petty move the night before and was trying to own it.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you right there.
What? Why?
Because I watched that conversation 3 times, and Kenzie was not apologizing. She was putting on an absolute clinic in sympathy farming and infantile regression.
Infantile regression? What do you mean? She said she was sorry.
Listen to her voice next time she gets called out. Have you noticed how she drops her register into this low, monotone, raspy, like, I'm just a vulnerable little baby voice?
Oh, I guess she does get quieter.
It is a well-documented psychological tactic. When confronted with their own bad behavior, highly manipulative people will unconsciously or consciously adopt a childlike affectation to evade accountability.
Wow. Okay.
It signals to the other person, like, don't be mean to me. I am small and fragile. She didn't apologize because she felt bad. She apologized because she knows exactly how it looks to the public if she holds a grudge.
You are so cynical. I really think she just wants everyone to get along. And Parmida was very composed. She politely accepted it and hugged her.
Parmida accepted it because Parmida is a highly intelligent woman operating a PR machine in her own head.
True, she's very smart.
She knows she's on international television. She refuses to be painted as the angry, unforgiving woman. But if you watch Parmida's micro-expressions, she didn't buy a single syllable of that fake apology.
Her jaw was a little tight.
Her jaw was clamped shut. She sat there, nodding, giving absolutely nothing away, but her eyes were screaming, "I see right through your entire act."
I mean, I guess it is a pressure cooker in there. Everyone's playing a game to some extent. But speaking of getting called out and holding people accountable, we have to talk about the guys, specifically Corbin confronting Sincere.
Finally. The collapse of the toxic bros before hoes, enabling era.
Exactly. I was so proud of him. Corbin was visibly upset because he had basically gone to bat for Sincere. He defended Sincere's actions during Casa Amor to all the girls based entirely on what Sincere had told him.
Which was a lie.
Right. He put his own reputation on the line for his boy. But then movie night happened, and everyone saw the 4K footage. Sincere totally downplayed his Casa Amor kisses and his whole behavior.
Downplayed is a very generous word. He gaslit the entire villa.
He really did.
He created an alternate reality where he was the victim of circumstance, and he made Corbin look incredibly stupid for defending him. But what I absolutely love here is that Corbin, who, let's remind the Snark Squad, is only 22 years old,
Literally a baby.
actually held a grown man accountable. He looked Sincere in the eye and said, "You lied to me, you made me look bad, and I feel betrayed."
It was so refreshing. Usually the guys on the show have this hive mind mentality where they just blindly defend each other's terrible behavior no matter what.
They act like a united front of toxicity.
But Corbin actually values honesty and integrity. He showed real emotional intelligence.
But did you catch Sincere's response?
Yes.
He immediately hits Corbin with the classic manipulator playbook. He says, "I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm a work in progress."
Just word salad.
It is absolute nonsense. He is deploying therapy speak to avoid saying, "I intentionally lied to you to save my own skin." He's only sorry he got caught on camera. But massive shout out to Corbin for not letting it slide and forcing Sincere to just sit in the discomfort of his own lies.
It really made me respect Corbin so much more. But while the guys were having their reckoning, the girls were having a massive friendship breakup. Melanie and Kenzie. Babes, I was mourning this. They were besties.
Were they besties, or were they just mutually beneficial allies of convenience?
You are so mean today. Melanie was crying. She felt completely abandoned. She basically said that when Sol was in the villa, Kenzie dropped her completely to hang out with Sol, and she felt incredibly lonely.
Right.
And then Kenzie felt completely blindsided because Melanie voted her and Dylan as the least compatible couple.
Look, this is what happens when you force a group of highly insecure people to live together 24/7 without their phones or any outside stimulation.
They lose their minds.
They regress into high school dynamics. Melanie's feelings of abandonment are entirely valid because Kenzie absolutely latches on to the shiny new toy in the room and discards whoever isn't useful to her current storyline.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Melanie voting for Kenzie and Dylan as least compatible, that was a direct, calculated retaliation. She could dress it up as, "I don't think you're done exploring," but it was pure revenge for feeling ignored. It's tit for tat.
It is, but it broke my heart when they hugged it out and were both crying. I just want the girls to stick together. But honestly, the emotional heaviness of the morning was completely derailed by the most sudden, chaotic, whiplash-inducing mood shift in the history of the show.
The Sarave couples karaoke contest.
Oh, I am still recovering. First of all, Ariana Middick struts into the villa looking absolutely incredible. The glasses, the blazer. She looked like Ariel from The Little Mermaid if Ariel was a powerful corporate executive taking over a Fortune 500 company.
Ariel in a blazer is incredibly accurate.
Thank you.
But can we please pause and analyze the absolute dystopian cringe of the product placement here?
Oh my God, the stage.
They are forced to perform inside a custom-made shower stage, aggressively branded by Sarav. It felt like late-stage capitalism bleeding into a fever dream. Sing for your survival, peasants, but make sure you hydrate your skin barrier while doing it.
I honestly kind of loved the shower stage. It was camp, but the performances, oh my God, the performances, we have to break them down because they actually revealed a lot about these couples. Let's start with Parmida and Corbin.
Well, Parmida gave us the vocal stylings of an injured bird.
She's tried.
The off-key screeching directly into the microphone will haunt my nightmares for years to come. And then Corby getting so violently into the choreography that he literally pushed her off the stage.
He knocked her right off. It was so funny. They clearly can't sing or dance, but they had so much fun with it. They didn't take themselves seriously at all, which is such a green flag.
True. But then we had Zach and Kata doing Endless Love.
Oh, boy.
It sounded like an operatic tragedy unfolding on the deck of the Titanic as it was actively going down. Zach's voice was so incredibly deep and monotone, it was like a Gregorian chant, warning us of impending doom.
It was so dark, and Kata was just trying to survive the 3 minutes.
She was fighting for her life up there.
It was intensely awkward, but they looked at each other with such serious eyes. But then the romance really jumped out with Trinity and Bryce. They did No Air by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown and Babes.
The lift.
The lift was technically impressive, I will give him that. He's 30 years old, so his knees holding up during a full rotational lift on a wet stage is nothing short of a medical miracle. Stop it. It was incredibly romantic, and Carl and Anaya doing Katy Perry's Roar were just adorable. They are so solid. But then we have to talk about Melanie and Sincere doing You're the One That I Want from Greece.
Complete with the performative theatrical flower throw at the end.
The flower.
It was genuinely nauseating to watch. They were staring into each other's eyes like they were the only two people on Earth, completely ignoring the massive, glaring fact that Sincere is a walking red flag who has lied to her repeatedly over the last 2 weeks.
I know.
The cognitive dissonance required to perform a whimsical musical number with a man who just publicly humiliated you is staggering.
They did look really cute in the leather outfits, though. You have to admit the aesthetic was giving.
I will concede the leather jackets were nice.
But the clear winners, the ones who absolutely devoured the Saravia stage, were Kenzie and Dylan doing Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Kenzie did a full, flat split on the ground. She turned a skincare-branded karaoke joke into a full Las Vegas residency audition.
She gave it her all, and they won. They were crowned the karaoke king and queen, and Ariana gave them literal crowns. But this is exactly where the episode takes a massive turn and things get incredibly serious.
Because it wasn't just a fun little challenge, it was a lifeline.
Ariana drops the bomb. She reveals America's vote for the least compatible couples. Anaya and Carl are safe. Trinity and Bryce are safe. Casey and Tiara are safe. And Melanie and Sincere are safe.
Which is the exact moment I nearly threw my spiked peach iced tea directly at my television screen.
I was devastated for Melanie, honestly. I am actively praying her sister comes in on Family Day and just shakes her awake. She is so blinded by this man.
It is so much worse than just being blinded. By voting them safe, the viewing public has fundamentally validated Sincere's behavior.
Right.
We analyzed this earlier. He's been using manipulative tactics, downplaying his actions, lying to his friends, and gaslighting his partner. And now, America has basically handed him a microphone and said, we don't care, we love you guys together.
You're right. He now thinks his redemption arc is fully complete.
Exactly. He thinks his toxic Casa Moore behavior is totally justified because it didn't cost him his spot on the show. This is the failure of the enabler fans.
The enabler fans.
Has ever seen an audience do this? They like a girl, they love Melanie, so they vote to keep her in the house, completely failing to realize that by keeping her in the house, they are chaining her to a guy who doesn't respect her.
It's so backwards.
They're rewarding the exact behavior we should be punishing.
It's so dangerous because, you know, Melanie is taking this audience vote as a literal sign from the universe that they are meant to be.
100%.
But the real shocker was the bottom 3 couples. Kenzie and Dylan, Zach and Kata, and Corbin and Parmida.
But wait, Ariana reveals that because Kenzie and Dylan won the karaoke contest, they have immunity and are saved from the dumping.
Which brings us to your theory.
Which brings me to the chaotic theory I texted you during the commercial break, and I need to break down the mechanics of this.
Yes, explain this to the Snark Squad because it blew my mind.
Okay, I was reading the Reddit Snark, and if you look at the structure of reality TV production, it all makes perfect sense. The producers rigged that karaoke contest.
Allegedly.
Think about it like a casino. The house always wins. The producers have all the voting data. They knew exactly who America put in the bottom 3.
Right, they have the numbers days in advance.
Exactly. They knew their main source of dramatic television, Kenzie, was on the chopping block. So they engineer a challenge they know she will objectively dominate. Kenzie is a trained dancer. They let her and Dylan go dead last. They gave them the most upbeat, crowd-pleasing song.
It's all lining up.
The producers aren't going to leave their biggest moneymaker to chance. They built a Sarov-branded slot machine that was guaranteed to hit a jackpot for Kenzie. It is plot armor of the highest degree.
It does feel highly suspicious when you lay it out like that. The fine print always says producers can manipulate the game for entertainment purposes.
And they did.
But whether it was rigged or not, it left Zach and Kada against Corbin and Parmida, and then Ariana instituted the physical vote.
The physical vote is the absolute most savage, barbaric voting mechanic in the history of reality television.
It really is.
Making the safe islanders physically stand next to the couple they want to save, looking the other couple dead in the eye as they essentially sign their eviction notice. It is designed to maximize guilt and fracture friendships.
It is brutal. My heart was pounding out of my chest. And the divide was immediate. Everyone, Anaya, Carl, Trinity, Bryce, Melanie, Sincere, even Kenzie and Dylan, walks over and stands behind Zach and Kada. Except for two people.
Casey and Tiara.
Yes.
They were the only ones who possessed the spinal fortitude to stand by Corbin and Parmida against the mob.
It made me so emotional. Corbin was crying. Parmida was trying so hard to hold it together. And seeing Casey and Tiara stand there alone, proving their absolute loyalty to their actual friends in the house was such a powerful moment.
It really was.
Corbin has grown on the audience so much, and seeing him leave was genuinely sad.
It was sad. But let's be real. Corbin and Parmida had an incredibly graceful exit. They were mature, they didn't lash out at the people who voted against them, and they prioritized their connection, promising to see how things go on the outside.
A class act.
But I want to contrast their graceful exit with Zach's reaction to actually being saved.
Oh, Zach.
Yeah.
He was fully crying, and he turns to Kada and says, "They think I'm not good enough for you."
And this is where we see true narcissistic injury.
Wait, really?
Yes. Zach wasn't crying because he almost lost Kaida or because he was overwhelmed by the love of his friends saving him. He was crying because his ego sustained a massive blow when he realized the public put him in the bottom.
Oh, wow. So it was all about him.
Entirely. He suddenly realized that America sees right through his "I just want to explore my options" routine. He is deeply, profoundly insecure about how he is being perceived. That crying fit was a pity party designed entirely to ensure Kaida would comfort him, rather than Kaida stopping to question why America doesn't actually like them as a couple.
It is such a messy, manipulative dynamic, which is the perfect pivot. Zach's complete inability to handle public rejection brings up a massive question. How much trust actually exists in these couples right now?
Not much.
Let's do our couple check-in. We need to evaluate them based on chemistry, trust, entertainment value, and their actual long-term potential in the real world.
Let's start with the couple that seems the most aggressively stable right now. Carl and Anaya.
I am giving them incredibly high chemistry and high trust. Babes, they finally shared a bed.
They did.
They are so sweet together. They survived Casa Amor without wavering. They survived this public voting without a scratch. They just seem really secure in what they have built.
I will agree on the trust and chemistry, but I am giving them extremely low entertainment value right now.
Oh, why?
Because they're almost too safe. They're giving us nothing but cute background cuddles where everyone else's lives are burning down. However, in terms of long-term potential in the real world, very high. They actually seem like two adults who could navigate a grocery store together outside of Fiji.
Okay, I love that for them. Next up, our loyal heroes, Casey and Tiara, a.k.a. Titi.
High trust, high chemistry. And honestly, their entertainment value spiked massively for me tonight because they proved they have a spine.
They really did.
They stood by Corbin and Parmida when the entire villa went the other way. That shows immense character. If they can hold their own against the villa mob mentality, they have solid long-term potential because they aren't easily influenced by peer pressure.
Totally agree. What about Trinity and Bryce?
High chemistry, obviously.
Oh, extremely high chemistry. You can tell they're very, very physically affectionate based on how they interact in the background of shots.
Right.
And I love how respectful Bryce is. Even when he is talking to the boys in the locker room, he doesn't brag in a gross, objectifying way. He just talks about how much he cares about her. High trust, for sure.
They're definitely deeply entrenched in their honeymoon phase, but I buy it for now. The endorphins are high. But now we must enter the danger zone. Zach and Kada.
The danger zone.
I am putting them at absolute zero trust, but incredibly high entertainment value. Zach is a walking, talking, breathing red flag wrapped in a nice smile.
He is so messy.
The second things get deep, or the second Kada asks for even a crumb of basic reassurance, he pulls away, starts talking about exploring his options, and reminds her they aren't exclusive. He is terrified of commitment.
Okay, I'm going to push back on this just a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, Zach is totally messy and avoids commitment, but isn't he at least being honest?
No.
He is. He's telling her exactly where he stands, that they aren't exclusive yet, whereas the other guys in the villa just lie to their girls' faces to keep them happy while moving mad behind their backs. I appreciate the brutal honesty, even if it hurts Kato's feelings in the moment.
Danielle, I mean, listen, this is exactly the trap optimistic people fall into.
It's a valid point.
There is a massive difference between being honest and being emotionally unavailable while keeping someone on a hook. He is using honesty as a shield to avoid accountability.
Okay, wait, explain that.
He wants the comfort, the physical intimacy, and the safety of Kata in the villa without having to actually commit to her. He's hedging his bets. That is why their long-term potential is -0. He will bolt the second a shiny new object enters his peripheral vision.
Okay, fair point. The honesty is a shield. I see it. Speaking of negative long-term potential, we have to evaluate Melanie and Sincere.
Zero trust.
Yeah.
Negative long-term potential.
That's sad.
We are watching a masterclass in gaslighting and manipulation. Sincere is spouting all this toxic, pseudo-intellectual red pill nonsense, and Melanie is completely blinded by her feelings for him. The entertainment value has shifted from dramatic to just genuinely depressing at this point.
It is really hard to watch. I just want to jump through the screen and rescue her. And finally, Kenzie and Dylan.
High entertainment, purely because Kenzie's producer-provided plot armor is carrying them through every single elimination. But I deeply question their long-term trust.
You don't think they'll last?
No. Kenzie gets bored easily, and she constantly needs to be the center of the narrative. Dylan seems into it, but I do not see this lasting past the baggage claim at LAX on their way home.
We shall see. Which brings us to the most frustrating dynamic in the villa right now, specifically regarding Melanie and Sincere. Have you ever caught yourself defending a guy who gave you the absolute bare minimum?
More times than I care to admit.
Because that is exactly what Melanie is doing right now, and it leads us perfectly into our segment, Delusion of the Day.
Oh, without a doubt. The delusion is Melanie genuinely believing that because America didn't vote her and Sincere into the bottom 3, it means they are meant to be.
Right.
And that all of Sincere's Casa Amor actions are magically forgiven by the universe.
I'm going to argue that it is tragically adorable.
Adorable.
It's optimistic.
How?
Melanie is a lover, babes. She just wants to believe the absolute best in the man she likes. She wants the fairy tale. And when Ariana called their names as safe, you could physically see the relief wash over her entire body.
I saw it, yeah.
She thought, okay, the public sees what I see. They see the good in him. It's naive, yes, but it is so sweet.
It is not sweet. It is completely ridiculous and genuinely dangerous for her emotional well-being.
Dangerous.
Yes, it reinforces toxic behavior. Sincere literally sat there smirking and realized he faced absolutely zero consequences for lying to her and embarrassing her on national television.
Oh, that smirk.
The audience vote was a massive failure of collective intelligence. It was the enabler fans who couldn't use critical thinking. Next time you're swiping on an app or judging Melanie, ask yourself, how much of your own dating life is driven by what you want to be true rather than what is actually happening right in front of your face?
Wow, okay, hitting a little close to home.
Melanie's delusion is going to get her heart absolutely shattered the second they get their phones back and read the comments.
You are probably right, but it physically hurts to admit it. I just want her to be happy. Let's lighten the mood, because the communication styles in this villa are all over the place. Let's do the villa group chat segment.
Yes.
If all these islanders were locked in one massive, chaotic group chat right now, who is playing what role? Let's start with who is sending absolute novels to the group chat. I am asserting that it is Melanie.
Oh, absolutely.
She would be sending 8-paragraph texts at 2 in the morning, heavily utilizing the pleading face emoji, defending Sincere's bare minimum behavior to the rest of the girls.
Oh, yeah, totally.
She would type things like, you guys just don't see him the way I do. He actually opened the door for me yesterday. He is so misunderstood.
Spot on. Now, I will assert who is leaving everyone on read. It is Zach.
100%.
Without a single doubt in my mind. The man is terrified of direct communication and commitment. If anyone asks a direct question in the chat like, what time are we meeting for drinks on Friday? Zach will read it, feel instantly suffocated by the expectation of making a plan, put his phone on Do Not Disturb, and vanish into the ether for 3 business days.
He avoids confrontation like the plague. He absolutely does. Now, who is starting unnecessary drama? It has to be Kenzie.
Kenzie thrives on being the center of the narrative. She's the one sending a vague text like, we really need to talk, to Parmida in the main chat instead of a private message.
Yes. Just to get people asking questions.
Exactly, just to sympathy farm and get everyone in the group asking, what's wrong? Are you okay? She weaponizes vague booking.
She totally does. Now, who is just spamming the chat with memes? That is Corbin.
Sweet, pure Corbin.
He is the lovable, goofy golden retriever of the villa. While everyone else is arguing about who kissed who, he is just sending deep-fried memes and TikToks of dogs on skateboards because he just wants everyone to get along and laugh. We need more Corbins in the world.
We do.
Yeah.
And finally, who is accidentally exposing themselves in the chat? Sincere.
Oh, completely.
He is the guy who means to text his boys a picture or a brag about some girl he's talking to on the side, but he accidentally drops it right into the main chat, completely forgetting Melanie is in there.
Just like how he lied to Corbin about Casa Amor and got brutally exposed on movie night.
Exactly. He is incredibly sloppy with his deceit.
It is only a matter of time before he slips up again. Which seamlessly brings us to our predictions and flags for what happens next. The fallout from this dumping is going to be massive. So, what is your biggest prediction for tomorrow night?
Actually, you go first.
Okay, my biggest prediction is that Zach is going to fully crash out and self-sabotage.
Yeah, I see that.
We saw that brief second in the preview of him crying and pulling away from Kaida. He cannot handle the pressure of knowing America doesn't like him. His ego is entirely too bruised, and instead of leaning into Kaida for support, he is going to pick a fight with her, blame her for the public vote, and totally implode their couple so he has an excuse to leave.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
He is going to spiral into a self-fulfilling prophecy. But let's look for some positivity. What is your biggest green flag from tonight?
My green flag was Corbin and Parmida leaving with such grace. They didn't yell. They didn't point fingers at the people who voted them out. They prioritized their actual connection over staying in the game.
Very true.
And tying directly into that, Casey and Tiara having the backbone to stand by them. That loyalty is a massive green flag in a house full of people who just blow with the wind.
It was a very rare moment of genuine integrity on this show. Now for the red flags.
Let's hear it.
My biggest red flag is Kaida. In the preview for tomorrow, she brings up the fact that they are a day 3 couple. She is justifying staying with Zach simply based on the sunk cost fallacy.
Oh, the sunk cost fallacy.
You know how dangerous that is? She's looking at how much time she has invested in him instead of actually evaluating how poorly he treats her in the present moment. She is clinging to the timeline of their relationship instead of the reality of his behavior.
It is so true. It's the sunk cost fallacy, perfectly demonstrated. She is holding on to the idea of making it to the finale as an original couple instead of realizing the guy standing next to her isn't the right one.
Exactly.
And finally, give me your chaotic theory that somehow feels entirely possible for the rest of the season.
All right, here's my chaotic theory. Kenzie and Dylan will not organically make it to the finale because the public is exhausted by them.
Right.
But, and this is a big but, the producers will invent a brand new, highly specific, never-before-seen contemporary dance and flexibility challenge next week just to give Kenzie immunity again and drag her to the bitter end.
No way.
Yes, because she provides way too much screen time and drama for them to lose her.
Honestly, I wouldn't even put it past them at this point. If we see a Saravi-sponsored ballet bar being aggressively installed in the villa tomorrow morning, we will know you were absolutely right.
Watch this space. The casino never loses.
Well, babes, as much as we love breaking down the villa chaos, we have to check back in with our own reality. Snark Squad, we need to know, how was your long weekend? Did you survive the Sunday scaries?
Did you eat leftover mac and cheese, standing over the sink like a feral raccoon? Because I might do that tonight.
And seriously, has anyone else ever joined a club where they were the absolute youngest people there by like 4 decades?
If you have a senior running club story or like a knitting circle story where Gladys completely outknitted you and mocked your technique, please share it. We need to know we aren't alone in this humiliation.
We really do. And most importantly, are the dating apps treating you any better than they are treating us? If there's any success out there, any shred of hope that romance isn't dead, we demand screenshots in our DMs. Prove to us that love is real outside of a producer-manipulated villa in Fiji.
We want to thank everyone for listening, for trauma bonding with us over this incredibly messy season, and for drinking spiked peach tea with us to fend off the reality of Monday morning.
We love you guys. Remind your friends to subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, unless you're a sincere defender, in which case, please keep it to yourself, and share this recap with another messy babe in your life.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Next time you find yourself aggressively swiping on an app or judging Melanie for ignoring glaring red flags, Ask yourself, how much of your own dating life is driven by what you desperately want to be true, rather than what is actually happening right in front of you? Are you dating the person, or are you dating the potential?
Oof. That is the question of the century. Stay flirty, stay chaotic, and we'll see you on the snark side.